Hey guys, welcome to the second part of linear equations revision. Now that we're more familiar with linear equations and drawing the graphs for the equations, we want to be able to do some questions without drawing the graph. So here is a question where without drawing the graph, can you find the equation of a line with the gradient of 2 that goes through the point x equals 2 and y equals a half. Now the gradient and the point can change to whatever numbers specified in the question. You still do this question with the same method, no matter what the gradient is or what the point is. So here are the steps. Alright, firstly you recognize that the equation must have a general form of y equals mx plus c. Now once you recognize that, then what you're going to do is substitute in the gradient of 2 into the equation, because we know that the gradient is equal to 2, right? Because that's what the question has told us already. So now this becomes y equals 2x plus c. And now the only thing left is to find the y-intercept. Now notice how in the question we are given a point. Now this point has an x value and a y value, which means we can simply substitute these values into our equation. So y is equal to a half and x is equal to 2 plus c. Now c is the only unknown variable, which means we can rearrange the equation to make c the subject and then subsequently solve for it. So c is 4 plus c equals a half. Now minus 4 on both sides, so c is equal to half minus 4. So c is equal to negative 3.5. Okay, so now I'm going to give you another question. Okay, so I have redesigned the question. Find the equation of a line with a gradient of 4 that goes through the point negative 2 and 6. So have a go at that. Come back when you're finished. Okay, so the general form of the equation is y equals mx plus c. Now we're going to substitute in the numbers. So 6 is y. M, we're not sure what that is. Oh yes, we know. M is 4 and x is negative 2 plus c. So c is equal to 6 equals negative 8 plus c. C is equal to 6 plus 8, which is 14. So now this equation becomes y equals 4x plus 14. Done. Okay, now we're going to try a different type of question. And in this question, instead of giving you a gradient and one of the points, the question gives you 2 points and asks you to find the equation of the line going through the 2 points. So we have to use some different steps to tackle this kind of question. The first thing we realize is that we know 2 equations, 2 general formulas. We have y equals mx plus c, and for this question we also have to utilize the other formula that we know, which is gradient is equal to rise over run, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now the 2 coordinates that we're given, we can substitute the numbers into y2, y1, x2, x1, right? Because this is our first point, so I'm going to name this x1 and y1. This is our second point, so we're going to name it x2 and y2. And now we can simply substitute these numbers into our gradient formula to find out what the gradient is. And once we have done that, then we can simply repeat the same steps that we used in our last question to find out what the y-intercept is. So let's firstly find the gradient. Let me use a different color. So the gradient is equal to y2, which is 5. Actually, let's just specify them here. So x1 is 4, y1 is -2, x2 is -2, and y2 is 5. So y2 minus y1 is 5 minus -2. x2 minus x1 is 4 minus, x2 is -2. -2 minus 4. Okay, so that becomes 5 plus 2, which is 7. -2 minus 4 is -6. So we can substitute that into m 7 over -6x plus c. Now we just need to know what c is. So how do we do that? Well, let's substitute x1 and y1, 4 and -2, into our equation. So we got -2 equals 7 over -6 times 4 plus c. Now we can simply rearrange this equation to make c the subject. So -2 equals 28 over -6 plus c. c equals -2 times -6 over 28. So c is equal to 12 over 28, which is so divide them both by 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 7 is 28. 3 over 7. So therefore the equation, the final equation is y equals 7 over -6 x plus 3 over 7. Done. Okay, we're going to do this question again using some different numbers so you can have a go. Okay, have a go at this new question and come back when you're done. Right, so the first thing we want to do is find the gradient. So the gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Substituting in the numbers, y2 is 8, y1 is -7, x2 is 4, x1 is 3. So y2 minus y1, 8 minus -7 over 4 minus 3, so it's 15 over 1. So the gradient is 15. It's a pretty big gradient. Now we have the equation y equals mx plus c. We're going to substitute in 15 for m. We're going to substitute in x1 and y1 into our x and y in the general formula. So we have -7 equals 15 times 3 plus c. So c is equal to -7 minus 45, which becomes -52. So the answer to this question is y equals mx plus c, y equals 15x minus 52. So that's our final answer. Okay, thanks for watching the tutorial. See you next time.